Everyone, welcome to today's episode, Life in Progress, the personal and professional stories. For the last few weeks, we are sharing with you the personal and professional stories of different professional people. And today also we are having one very interesting person to discuss about his personal and professional stories. He's a sleep coach. Yes. When I heard first time, I was also find it so interesting than sleep coach. And I remember one of the famous, I should say, muhavra, when I used to hear a lot in the earlier times. And that was, जो जागत है सो पावत है, जो सोवत है सो खोवत है. It means it was used to tell us that if you are sleeping more, so you will not gain anything. But what scenario has changed nowadays? Nowadays, people are finding it difficult to have a peaceful sleep. Yes. Earlier, it was very easy. Do your work and get the sleep in a peaceful manner. But now, if you ask anyone, the biggest challenge the people are facing is to have a peaceful sleep. They say that because there is a lot of stress. And if you ask someone that don't take stress, the people will look at you like this. Are you from this planet only? If we are breathing to live, the stress is a part of our life. How can we be away from stress? And that here, the people are finding it so difficult. Just this very important phenomena of their lives, sleep, which is so rejuvenating. If we are not taking a desired amount of sleep, we will definitely compromise with our health. We will not get the required intelligence because in the sleeping process only our body heal and rejuvenates by itself. And this person to whom we are fortunate to have with us today, he's master in this topic. I'll not share much about him because he's gonna share a lot of insights about this very important topic. And not only this, the technical part, he would definitely be sharing a lot about his journey towards this path. Was it easy or not? Was it exciting or not? That you will know from him only. And his name is Mr. Aniruddha Pathak. So let's welcome him. Okay, so hello everyone. I know you all are excited because I give a just little bit of introduction about this entire discussion today. But before I go into the deep discussion of today's session, I'll just first of all I'll welcome Anirudh and I just request you to give a brief introduction to everyone because I just told them that you are a master's and you are a sleep coach.
Yeah.
So I just want to understand that who is Anirudh Pathak and who is Anirudh Pathak as a sleep coach and other than a sleep coach?
Okay. First question in itself is a bouncer, so I'll just.
No, take it easy.
Of course, of course. So it's like, to give a little bit of introduction is, I'll start with my career and then I'll go into my education as well. So I started working at the age of 22, and I worked in different corporates like Jet Airways, Reliance Communication, Vodafone India for good 10 years. And after 10 years, I realized that this is something which is not giving me the kind of kick that I'm looking out for in my career. So at the age of 32, I decided to move out of corporate and I started doing something on my own. So that's how coaching and mentoring and training happened to me. And I started onto it in 2013.
Oh.
And now it's been 10 years that I'm into coaching and mentoring. And when I started with coaching and mentoring, I started with student coaching, career coaching, and all that stuff at the initial level. And because that is something which was very important for me to get into that, because that was something which is coming to me naturally. Well, because when I was into industry, I was heading a state, Maharashtra and Goa, as a training head. And while doing that, I used to interact with a lot many students who are coming out of college, and freshers. I used to interview them for the profiles that I had in my team. And when I was doing that, I realized that the expectation that the students are having from the industry and the expectation industry is having from the student is having a lot of disparity. And so there was a huge gap in between that. And that is something which made me restless at times, frustrated at times. And I used to take that frustration to my home, and I used to have that conversation with my father. So my father is like, ek do baar unhone meri baat suni. right? And I was very frustrated, and I used to say that, somebody should do something, somebody should do something, किसी ने कुछ करना चाहिए. Which my father listened to me very patiently 3-4 times, and fifth time probably he lost it. And he said that, why you keep on saying that somebody should do something? Why can't you do, take that responsibility of it? And I never thought of it. And I that particular statement stayed with me for a very good period of time. So I evaluated everything, whatever I was doing, the financial responsibilities that I had on my head at that time. So I did all the calculations, and after 6 months, I decided that, okay, I'll move out of corporate, and I took that as a mission for me, that I would like to work with these students. So that's how mentoring and coaching came to me, and I started working onto it. I did it for good, 4.5, 5.5 years actually. I did that. Then I got into parenting also. I realized that, parenting is something which is very important, because it is one of the most neglected part, consciously neglected part in our society in today's time, right? Because many times we feel that, कि parenting to ho jati hai. Many people, what they don't understand is parenthood ho jata hai, parenting nahi hoti, right? So you get into a relationship, you get married, and kids are happening. That is something which is a natural process,
Yes.
right? But bringing up a kid and giving them the kind of values that you want them to have is something which doesn't happen on its own. You need to put a lot of conscious effort to it. So that is something which pushed me to get into parenting. And the experience of working with students helped me there also to understand their psyche, their parents, issues, whatever they are. And then after working with that for almost, again, good 3.5 years, I realized that the common challenge which is holding even the parents and the students together is the health aspect. And in the health aspect also, which is the, again, most neglected aspect, is of the sleep. So that's how sleep coaching happened. So that is the overall journey that happened. And education wise, I am an arts graduate by choice, right? So I did my graduation in arts. I did my post graduation in communication and journalism. I did my additional graduation in psychology. I did my postgraduate diploma in HR management as well. And after that, a couple of, certifications into coaching and mentoring that I kept on doing, because that is something which I thought that I need to be well equipped if I really want to impact somebody's life. So that was something which was there in my mind. And that's how things happened. And today I'm here.
I like this word specifically when you are telling that by choice.
Yeah.
Because just belonging from a teaching profession, I was also doing teaching for the last many years and interacting with a lot of students. And whenever you ask any student why you are doing this particular course or particular program, because parents ne bola hai karne ke liye.
Exactly.
Everything by chance, not by choice. And that your words were highly specific, that by choice. Really
Chance, I did BSc 1 year. I went there for BSc first year, and I realized that this is not my cup of tea, and there's something which I'm not enjoying. And I personally don't feel like doing anything which I'm not enjoying, right? So if I enjoy doing something, I would like to give my more than 100% to it. And that's what I generally do. Right? So फिर जब by choice वाली बात आई थी, तो फिर यार तो दिमाग बड़ा साफ था कि ये choice है आपकी, यही आपको करना चाहिए और आपको जाना चाहिए. So it just happened naturally, and I came into it.
Nice, wonderful. But again, if I see your journey, which you have just mentioned now, that you started from a training and placement or from a training industry from your corporate, then you moved into the mentoring and coaching. And definitely you got some inspiration from definitely your father, and then the parenting, and then the sleep. But if I see the connection between all these things, so definitely I can see the channel here. But again, do you think that other than that particular discussion which you was having with your father, and the thought which you was having in your mind that yes, somebody should do something, and then after just quitting your job and starting altogether a different career domain in which probably you was also not sure that what's going to happen, how you will decide your path and decide your journey. So was there any other motivation, any other inspiration, any other person, or any dream person which you was having in your mind inspired you or motivated you to move towards this path? Because this is highly challenging, which I can see.
To be very honest with you, it's like, I was so naive into the industry that I never thought of, कि इस तरह की इंडस्ट्री में कोई हो सकता है जो शायद probably मुझे इंस्पायर करे या मोटिवेट करे. वो एक confined way में चीजों को देखने की हमको आदत पड़ी होती है, तो we see everything through tunnel only. Right. So I was having that tunnel vision in front of me. So I never had that exposure, or my context was very limited in terms of knowing people or interacting with them as well. Right. So of course, there was a thought that, I want to do something wherein, if I die today, right, and if today is the last day of my life, at least one person should say that, this person has brought a change in my life. Right? So that was something which was something which was there in my mind for a very long period of time, and the fuel that my father added because of his statement that, why you are not doing something. So I thought that, कि यार मैं जो करना चाह रहा हूँ, या जो मैं करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, या जो मेरी थॉट प्रोसेस मैंने अपने दिमाग में बना करके रखी है, ये उसी को कॉम्प्लीमेंट करने वाली चीजें हैं. तो why I'm not taking that. And as you said that, that एक पॉइंट आता है आपकी लाइफ में जहां पर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि पैसा मैटर नहीं करता है.
Yes.
Right? वो मिथ है बहुत बड़ा. पैसा सब जगह मैटर करता है. Right? We just need to understand that, how you are going to create an impact, because वो एक context भी मेरे दिमाग में कभी था नहीं. Right? The more impact you create, the more money you can make.
Yes.
And it's all about value. The more value people get from one simple conversation with yours, right? People can pay, any amount of money for that as well. Right. So that everything, whatever is. So mera motivation is not only about the money. My motivation was always about the impact. What impact I'm going to create into society. If I die today, is there anybody who would say that, this person changed my life? Do I have anybody saying like that? If yes, okay, I'm happy to say bye-bye to the world today also. But if no, and if I want that number to grow, definitely, there are hundreds of other things which I'm willing to do that. Right. I'm no plans of dying anytime soon. I'm very much going to be here so that I can create more impact onto this one.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I believe that some here I am finding synergy here, that probably this discussion will also create impact on I don't know how many people's lives. So that's one more thing which I can see here. And now I'm coming to your specific area of coaching. Is you are telling that you picked up one more area, that was a sleep coaching. But especially sleep means if somebody talk to me, so I will not anytime think about that yes, I need to consult to someone related to the sleep unless I'm not having any specific disorders. That is the common I should not say misconception, but the common thought process around the normal people, that they keep on thinking around that. So when you step into this specific domain of sleep related discussions with the people, because people usually have a thought that ki sona hi to hai, what's so big deal about it? Means why to have a conversation around that when you are absolutely fit and fine? So I just want to know from you that what are the different replies you was getting from the people when you started interacting? How challenging was it?
To be very honest, it was not challenging, but it was very curious. I mean, it's like, many people coming in and, oh, sleep coach. It's very, very unique something which is happening, right? आप लोगों को सोना भी सिखाते हो. मैं बोला सोना नहीं सिखाता हूँ. But it's like, what unfortunately, what is the scenario, as you rightly said that, I am fit and fine. So what is the point of, getting into that also, right? But it's not only about being fit and fine, right? Whatever time that we have, and unfortunately in today's time, what is happening is unless and until doctor tells me to do something, I don't get into doing something.
True.
Right? So unless and until I feel that, okay, my body is not working properly, I'll do some tests. How many people are there who proactively develop a sleeping habit for themselves? How many people are there who would proactively have a breakfast regime or an exercise regime for themselves? Right? In a particular society, for an example, if there is a residential housing society which is there, one person gets a heart attack, whole society starts workout. Right? अरे उसको वर्कआउट उसको हार्ट अटैक हो गया तो सब लोग वर्कआउट करना शुरू कर देते हैं. Right? But the point is, people need to understand that is it required for me at this point of time? That's very important, very crucial. Right? Second, when it comes to sleep, unfortunately, whenever we have a priority or something which is there, a burning issue in our hand, the first thing that goes out of window is our sleep.
Yes.
Right? आज रात भर मुझे प्रोजेक्ट पे बैठ के काम करना है क्योंकि कल सुबह का सबमिशन है. So the first thing that I'll sacrifice is my sleep. The first thing I am going to have is spending time with my friends, and we are going to have a party or something like that. The first thing that we think of sacrificing is our sleep. And nowadays, unfortunately, people are being proud of ignoring their sleep. कि मैं 4 रातें नहीं सोया और मैं फिर भी काम कर रहा हूँ, देखो मैं कितना डेडिकेटेड हूँ. बट दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट वो 4 रातें जो आप नहीं सोए हो उसका इम्पैक्ट आपके आने वाली जिंदगी में सिर्फ 40 दिनों में आपको दिखने वाला है. Right, people can survive without food and water for 60 days at times. We have seen that happening in our history, during the freedom revolution as well. But people can't survive for more than 11 days without sleep. That's the severity of that one particular topic is. And unfortunately, people even today, they generally go by a very common thought process कि 8 घंटे की नींद सबको होनी चाहिए.
हाँ, because ये
Again,
ही
a
शायद,
common.
yeah, this is our conditioning since childhood, and probably this would be the conditioning of our parents and grandparents and our ancestors as well.
Exactly. But the point is, now that is again why I call it as a myth, is your sleep is just like your appetite, right? You could have, 2 rotis and a bowl of no rice, and you could be full.
Hmm.
My diet could be exactly opposite to that, right? Probably I may need 6 rotis and 2 bowls of rice,
Yes.
right? Mera requirement alag, aapka requirement alag. Sleep is just like that. So probably I can function better just by having 4 hours of sleep, wherein you could be a person who might need a 6 hours, 7 hours, or 8 hours, 8 hours of sleep and still may not be able to function better. Why? Because we don't know. And that's the point which I would like to, highlight it here. And anybody who, who's listening to this at this point of time is, does anybody know what is the ideal timing of sleep which is required for you to perform at the optimum level? 95% of the people don't know कि उनको कितने घंटे की नींद जरूरी है.
Why everybody says 6 to 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours.
Exactly, right? But every body is different. Everybody's requirement is different. Right? So ideal time that a person should be asleep is 11 to 3. Because that's the time when the maximum rejuvenation of your body happens. The maximum cleansing of your body happens at that time. So if you're sleeping from 11 to 3, and that time if you are slept, so whole body cleansing happens for 4 hours. But if you sleep from 12 to 3, the cleansing is reduced to 3 hours only.
Ooh.
If you're sleeping from 2 to 3, cleansing happening only for 1 hour. So फिर बाकी बचा हुआ 3 घंटा वो कहाँ जा रहा है? So that keeps on depositing in your body, and some or the other way your body will react. And when that happens, then the number of people getting into heart diseases or coronary diseases or anything of the other sort, right, that goes on a higher number.
Okay.
That's how important sleep is.
Now, and just one important point here. You are telling that 11 to 3 is important, okay? But what about the people who are doing night shifts?
They should go for an alternative for that.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
Wow, that's
because see, our body is designed to sleep at night. Our body is not designed. See, we are the only being in the whole universe or across the globe, if you can see, we are the only being who have consciously ignored our sleep. We have consciously disrupted our sleeping patterns. Nowadays, we have electricity going on for 24/7. Right? So we choose not to sleep. By nature, we are opting कि ठीक है मैं नहीं सोऊंगा ना चलता है. But can you see any of the other living beings who opt for not sleep? They sleep whenever they get a chance. They sleep. Right? So our body is the circadian rhythm that we generally call it as the natural cycle of our body that demands us to sleep for a particular period of time, which we are ignoring for a very long period of time now. रात को भी हम दिन की तरह से उजाला करके बैठता है ना, right? And we feel happy and proud कि यार मैं तो रात भर बैठ करके काम कर लेता हूँ.
That is the thing, and I believe this message should definitely be reached to all the youngsters, because nowadays they have started telling that sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning and then we'll get up at 11 o'clock or maybe 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the pattern they want to follow, and they are just advocating that kind of patterns of sleeping.
So if they are doing it,
yes,
if they are doing it, it's like they are disrupting their own exist. Now, why I am saying this, and it's a concern, and again, whatever I am saying is based on my research, my interaction with the cardiologists that I had with, the child experts that I have been interacting with, the parenting coaches that I have interacted with, right? And again, I may be wrong as well.
Yeah.
Right. But whatever I have seen is because of this particular wrong projection of things कि 4 बजे भी उठ करके रात को सुबह हम लोग 11 बजे तक सोते हैं, 12 बजे तक सोते हैं. We are disrupting our body cycle. Right? सुबह 3 बजे से 6 बजे के बीच में your body needs to get cleaned, क्योंकि रात भर में जो कुछ भी साफ सफाई हुई है, That is how you go to know your morning rituals. Why do you do that? 3 to 6 is the time when you should have cleaned your body completely, so that the body is ready to accept anything which is coming to you new. राइट सो सुबह 6 बजे से सुबह 9 बजे तक का अगर आप टाइम देखते हैं या 10 बजे तक का अगर आप टाइम देखते हैं, तो दैट्स द आइडियल टाइम ऑफ हैविंग योर ब्रेकफास्ट एज वेल.
Yes.
व्हाई वी कीप ऑन सेइंग दैट हैव अ ब्रेकफास्ट लाइक अ किंग, राइट? बिकॉज योर बॉडी का क्लिंजरिंग पूरा रात को हो गया, सुबह आपने जो कुछ भी क्लिंजरिंग हुआ था उसके बाद जो बच गया, नाउ यू हैव गॉन टू बॉबल्स पास आपने कर दिया, सब हो गया. नाउ योर बॉडी इज बैक. Now it's the time to give something to it. Now understand, if the person is sleeping at 4 o'clock, तो रात भर का जो क्लिंजरिंग नेचुरली होना चाहिए वो हो नहीं रहा है.
नहीं हुआ.
राइट. सो सारी चीजें डिपॉजिट होकर के पड़ी हुई बॉडी में. अब जो नेचुरल साइकिल के हिसाब से आपके पासिंग ऑन ऑफ द मटेरियल होना चाहिए वो नहीं हो रहा है. राइट. वो आप सुबह 11-12 बजे कर रहे हो जब आपको आइडियली कुछ खाना चाहिए. राइट. तो बॉडी को समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा ना कि अच्छा मैंने अभी करना क्या है. Right, so whole organs are getting confused and they are not being able to perform at the optimum level. Why we are having cases of heart attacks at the age of 20, 23, 22? People are not even understanding this one particular simple fact. Boss, एक टाइम था जब हम बोलते थे कि हार्ट डिसीज हुआ है ना मतलब 60 के अबव ही होगा.
हाँ.
It reduced down to 50, it reduced down to 40. Now I have seen people having heart attacks at the age of 22, 23, 24. Is that the age of having a heart attack? And now when we do a little bit of research back into their lifestyle, we definitely see that the first thing that they are sacrificing is their sleep. The second thing that they are sacrificing is their exercise and the diet. तो अगर रात को अगर हम ठीक है पार्टी करने जा रहे हैं कोई बात नहीं, आप जरूर, मैं आई एम नॉट अगेंस्ट हैविंग फन, but at the cost of what? We need to understand that as well.
And how frequently? I believe that also matters. How
exactly. Once in a month, once in a 2 months, it's okay. I also love interacting with people and going for parties. That's nothing wrong in it, right? But we need to understand at the cost of what.
Okay, one more interesting point is coming here. Many times I have read and I have heard that when you are having a specific time of sleeping that they call REM, and during that only you are getting dreams, and dreams are an integral part of your sleep pattern. But many people, once they get up, there are two kinds of people basically, which with I have interacted. So one set of people say that I do not know whether I watch dreams or not, but the science says that everybody, if you are having 4 to 5 hours of sleep, definitely you are having your dreams. So what is the connection between this sleep and the dream? Is there any connection or not? That is my first question. And if there is any connection, so if I'm getting dreams, then it's a good sleep. If I'm not getting dreams, then it's a good sleep. What is that science behind?
So to put it in a very crude way, even if at all you're getting dreams or not getting dreams, if you're feeling refreshed the next day, you're having a good sleep. Right? So let's keep that very simple. Right? So let's not complicate it. अच्छा सपना नहीं दिखा मतलब नींद नहीं आई होगी, right? या मुझे अच्छी नींद नहीं मिली होगी, right? So
बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे correlate करते हैं इस चीज को.
So it's not about that. It's about to be very honest, it's like dreaming is something that happens to people unconsciously. You don't do it consciously. अच्छा आज मैं ना ये सपना देखना चाहता हूँ. It doesn't happen that way, right? But your dreams are something which is actually a thing which probably you have experienced for the whole day, or somewhere it's just like a movie which is going in front of you, right? कि आपको पास्ट में आपने कभी कोई चीज देखी होती है और उसका कोई रेलेवेंस नहीं होता है, सपने में आपको बहुत इररिलेवेंट चीजें दिखती है, right? आप probably you are walking on fire, right? Or you're falling down somewhere and you don't know what exactly is going to happen, right? Sometimes people feel that I saw myself falling down and my body was freezed, right? So ये आपकी बॉडी का ब्रेन का सेफ्टी मैकेनिज्म है कि आपको नींद में भी आपको प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा है. आप अगर नींद में आप कई बार आपको फील होता है कि मेरी बॉडी मूव नहीं कर रही है, आई एम फॉलिंग डाउन फ्रॉम समवेयर बट माय बॉडी इज नॉट मूविंग. इट्स योर ब्रेन्स मैकेनिज्म टू प्रोटेक्ट यू सो दैट आपको नींद में भी चोट नहीं लगनी चाहिए. दैट्स हाउ योर ब्रेन फंक्शंस. नाउ वेदर टू हैव am I having a good sleep or am I not having a good sleep based on my dreams, there is no connection to it.
Okay.
Right? So even if at all you are not having a dream and still feeling fresh the next day morning, you had a good sleep. If you had a dream and you're still feeling fresh the next day morning, you had a good sleep. Right? So that's very clear. Now, sleep and dreams, are they connected? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Right? Because some people many people don't even remember that, कि मैंने कोई सपना देखा था, and some people leave their dream the next day morning. मुझे सब they remember it exactly step by step what happened in their dream,
Hmm.
right? Because their conscious brain was active when they were dreaming, right?
Okay.
And sometimes your subconscious brain is not even paying attention to what you saw in your dreams. So it
Hmm.
is like, भैया सोने दो, बाकी ठीक है, आपने पिक्चर दिखा दी, मैं कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. The problem is, you know, we try to associate certain things to certain things, and we try to bring in some meaning to it only. अगर वो meaning हमको दिखता है तो ही हमको वो चीजें important नजर आती है.
Hmm.
There is no meaning to it, we don't pay attention to it as well.
Okay.
That's
And
fine.
just off the track, I'm little going away from this topic. There are many people, it just came to my mind. Many people they are say that they analyze their dreams. So I always get so much confused about this thought. Then the person, if I am watching my dreams, what is the guarantee that I'm narrating my dream 100% to the utmost clarity? And how the person why who doesn't even know what I watched in my dreams can analyze my dream and tell me what's going to happen with me and what had happened with me because of that dream, and so that I'm watching this kind of dream. So that also the whole confusing science I always felt about it.
And it's like, it's an evolving science, to be very honest, right? And
Mm.
of course, dream analysis can be done, right? We have different mechanisms, through which you put on certain, instruments onto your heads, wires and all, and then you go to sleep, and your dream analysis can be done when you're sleeping, right? So that's a mechanism which is already available there, right? But is it required for a person? It's not mandatory, right? जरूरी है करना, कोई जरूरी नहीं है, right? Unless and until it is like, troubling you so much that you're not being able to fall asleep, right? So otherwise it's okay. सपने आते हैं, सपने जाते हैं. Sometimes your dreams are just like giving you a little bit of a rosy picture कि ये अच्छी अच्छी चीजें आपने देखी, right? Now I can go back and connect it to the kind of stories that my grandmother used to tell me when I was kid. Even today, the grandmother kids or the parents tell the stories to their kids, अच्छी कहानियां सुनाते हैं सोते वक्त.
हाँ.
Why? Because your subconscious is active at that point of time, right? And whatever you say, whatever you read, whatever you watch, if you are watching something good when you are going to sleep, your subconscious mind is going to absorb that, and that is how your subconscious is going to make you as a person the next day, right? So if you want, why there was a system that हम हमेशा राजे महाराजाओं की और the valor stories we used to listen to. It is simply because that तो एक valor वाला thought हमारे दिमाग में होना चाहिए.
And
Right?
sometimes that fantasy story, वो परियों की कहानी, all the bedtime stories, so that you can remember all those emotions in your life.
Exactly. Right. Now, if you're going to sleep and you're watching something which is horror or something like that, right, which is creepy at times, right, that is how your subconscious is going to get built, no?
True.
Right. So
Okay,
that's
one more point here, which is related to that sleep only, because we are discussing here. Many people tell that you should get up in the Brahma Muhurt. So my first question, because there are so many descriptions about that, what is Brahma Muhurt? People just keep on checking, okay, this is sunrise, and the 60 minutes before the sunrise or the 70 minutes before the sunrise is the Brahma Muhurt. Why to get up in the Brahma Muhurt? Is it that much important? Why so? Because 11 to 3, I could understand. I believe everybody understands that's your cleaning time.
correct.
So why we are stressing a lot on Brahma Muhurt, and many people are telling that getting up at that time, and if you are doing any kind of meditation or practices or sadhanas, so that is the best time. And
Correct.
if somebody is not able to get up at that time, should they feel that, oh, wo time chala gaya, now I cannot do anything? Is it like that?
So first thing is whether a person should get up at Brahma Muhurt. Yes, the person should get up at Brahma Muhurt, because why? Now, उठना तो चाहिए, क्यों उठना चाहिए, right? So ideally, logically, scientifically, 11 to 3, your cleansing has happened.
Yes.
Right? So the room is empty. Right? So now you need to decide what you want to put into that room. So अगर रूम खाली है ना, तो आप डिसाइड कर सकते हो कि आपके रूम में आपने कौन सी चीज कहां पर रखनी है. सॉर्टिंग इजी हो जाती है. Right? So that's the basic reason that now my body has done cleansing mentally, physically. I'm already सब साफ सफाई होगी. Now I know what I need to put into my mind. Now I know what I need to put into my body as well. Right? So I'll have good food, I'll have good thoughts. So if everything is sorted, it becomes easy for me to align and design my whole day if I'm getting up at that time. Right? So that's why it's important. Right. So if in the morning I'm getting up and I'm after the cleansing and all, everything has been done, I'm getting up at the Brahma Muhurt time. I know that, I am the person who is going to, rule the day rather than the day ruling me.
Mm.
Because I am designing a structure to my day. In the morning, I'm telling that, okay, this is the time, these are the things which are going to happen. And at that particular point of time, it's all very calm. Right? That is the time your brain functions much better. Right? हमारे यहाँ पर हजारों सालों से हमारे पूर्वज भी ये बोले करते थे कि अर्ली टू बेड अर्ली टू राइज. राइट. इट्स सिंपली कोई ऐसा नहीं था कि राइमिंग बहुत अच्छी लग रही थी तो उन्होंने बना दिया उसको. It was not that. It was simply because the more early you get up, you get an extra hour to live. Right? If the world is getting up at 6 o'clock and you are getting up at 5 o'clock, you're already leading by 1 hour. No? Now you can decide what you want to do in that 1 hour. You can do exercise, you can do reading, you can do journaling if you want to. You can just spend time with your own self by doing some meditation or something like that. Right? So that 1 hour gives you a different perspective of looking at life. That's very important. Now, any of the successful people in the world that you see, they will always have a schedule of their sleep and getting up as well. वो एक ही टाइम पे सोएंगे और एक ही टाइम पे उठेंगे. Right? Does that mean that we are deprived of the kind of success that these people have? No. The only thing is they know how to work onto their time. हमें पता ही नहीं है. पता है तो हम बाकी सारी चीजों में इतने बह जाते हैं कि हम उसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर पाते. So that's also one more challenge. Now the second question that you asked is, if you can repeat that question. Yeah, Brahma Muhurt is as you rightly said that before the sunrise, 60 minutes, 70 minutes before that sunrise is actually the timing that the people should get up, right? Because it's all very calm. Now anybody who is habitually getting up early, right? You will always find them. Those people are a little more having that vibrant smile on their face. Right? They never feel that groggy feeling लेकर के नहीं उठते हैं. They're always like peace, calm, pleasant smile on their face, and the whole day they are like complete, have that smile on their face. Even if at all you ask them or give them something weird ideas to work on to, they'll still have a very pleasant smile on their face because it's like they are ruling the day. They know what they are getting into. Right? If I have a meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning and if I'm getting at 6:30, I am not ruling the day. The day is ruling me.
Yes. A lot of panic.
Yeah. And if I get up at 6 o'clock or if I get up at 5:30 or even at 4, right, I have the control on my day.
True. 100% true.
And that gives me the feeling of being in control of everything that is going to happen in my life. It's just one simple shift that happens.
That is the ultimate mantra, because once I'm having the feeling that I am able to control the track of my time, so I feel more empowered. Exactly. I feel more satisfied and I feel more contented. That thankfully I'm able to control my things and I can plan my day. That gives a lot of contentment. Definitely, I truly agree with this. And now I just want to ask a little different question, a little personal question. Maybe you can deny even if you don't want to answer that. And you opted a different career, that is mentoring, coaching. And I can understand because I've just started my journey to that particular career. Your timings are not fixed for the working. And definitely, I cannot define the Saturdays, Sundays, and the off days. There is no definition of all these things. So, how important the role of a life partner? I'm just asking for your perspective, this specific question. Once you opted this career, that's what I want to know.
Okay. The role of a life partner is very important.
How difficult, how challenging, how easy?
I would not say difficult, but I would definitely agree that it's going to be a challenging aspect, right? And the beauty of this particular field, if I can call it as, right, it gives you the liberty of choosing when you want to work and when you don't want to work.
Okay.
Right? So I have the liberty of choosing कि यार ठीक है ना, हफ्ते के मैं 5 दिन काम करूंगा, Saturday, Sunday I'll not work. Right? And if I have some pressing commitments, which probably I have already given to probably any of my clients, I will take that opportunity and I will say that okay, this Saturday, Sunday I'll be working. Right? But I also have the liberty of saying that okay, I have worked on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday I'll not work. Getting the point, right? So it gives you the flexibility of opting, choosing whatever you want in your life and however you want to spend your time, right? So for a life partner, it's whenever anybody is choosing for a life partner, being into this particular field, the person needs to understand that, okay, make your partner aware that what exactly are you into,
Hmm.
right? They should be aware that कि यार आप जो भी काम कर रहे हो वो काम आपसे क्या डिमांड करता है. When you go into any of the organizations, if you're working with them, you definitely ask for a job profile,
Yes.
right? You go through that job profile 10 times and you get to know that, okay, what is required out of me when I am getting into this,
Hmm.
right? So how many times people go and check for the partner profile? Many people don't do that.
Many partners profile we check during at the time of getting married, and whenever there is it's a protocol that you have to get your horoscope match. That's it. Okay, ho gaya.
Right, but that's ठीक है, no? That's every individual's belief if they want to get into that, right?
Hmm.
But it's the partner profiling in terms of knowing their job profile, knowing their work culture, what exactly they are into. That's also very important because some or the other way, आगे चल करके ना ये सारी चीजें मैटर नहीं करती हैं कि आपने मुझे घुमाने के लिए लेकर के गए थे या नहीं लेकर के गए थे, या आपने मुझे होटल में खाना खिलाया नहीं खिलाया, ये चीजों पे झगड़े नहीं होते.
Hmm.
Differences इन्हीं चीजों पे आती है, you're not being able to spend time with me, right? The differences happen because you were not being able to spend time with me in terms of doing our daily chores at home, right? Kids responsibilities at times, right? ये चीजें बहुत important होती है,
Hmm.
right? So when anybody who is into any profession, not only in terms of mentoring, coaching or something like that, in any profession, partner profiling is very important. People need to understand what the person is into, what the work demands are, what are the work in terms of timing demands are, right? And अगर इस फील्ड में है, जैसे मैं इसमें थोड़ा सा मैं समझता हूँ कि थोड़ी बहुत नॉलेज अगर मेरे पास जो कुछ भी है, right? So I would definitely like to say that you have that liberty of choosing, right? When you want to work, how you want to work, how rigorously you want to work, how casually you want to work, how
How
seriously you
many
want to work.
hours you want to work?
Yeah, absolutely. It's your choice,
Hmm.
right? So today I am at that point wherein I can say that, okay, I am going to work from this to this, right? My next month's calendar gets filled by 15th of the previous month, right? So I have that liberty कि चलो 15 दिन पहले मेरा कैलेंडर बन जा रहा है, तो मैं डिसाइड कर सकता हूँ कि मैंने कहाँ काम नहीं करना है, कहाँ पर क्या छोड़ देना है.
Hmm.
So I can plan my week, I can plan my month, I can plan my holidays as well, right? And many times I plan my holidays in such a way जहाँ पर holiday के लिए कोई rush नहीं होता है कहीं पर, right? So if I want to take my kid for a movie, I generally prefer to go on a Monday or a Tuesday when there is no rush. सैटरडे संडे पे तो पूरी दुनिया वहां पर टूट पड़ रही है. व्हाट इज द पॉइंट ऑफ गोइंग एंड जस्ट लाइक स्लॉगिंग योरसेल्फ ऑन अ मंडे. एंड sometimes that's why partner profiling is also important. Partner, if the partner understands what you are into, right, it's very important for them to understand that, okay, you're the person who is not going to bring the Monday morning blues, right? Many people I have seen that कि वो सैटरडे शाम से उनका दिमाग खराब हो जाता है कि यार मंडे ऑफिस जाना है. Right?
100% true.
ये छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं, बट ये बहुत मैटर करती हैं बिकॉज दैट इज समथिंग विच एक्चुअली गिव्स यू द बैंडविड्थ टू अंडरस्टैंड द पर्सन बेटर. मेक
No
सेंस?
problem. I started as the discussion with you as a sleep coach, but I could get so many points as a parenting, as a sleep, for the management of the entire study schedule, for the management of your entire day. So I can connect it with the time management. I can connect it with the relationship management. I can connect it with the conflict management. So one topic in many things. So जो होता है ना, एक platter आपने order किया, but you are getting so many side dishes. So that is happening in this discussion.
थैंक यू.
No doubt, so many important points you are giving here. Now, I want to ask you again one personal question. You are telling that definitely what I could understand, that you know the importance of sleep. You would be getting your required amount of sleep definitely, but knowing everything, sometimes what happens that I know what is good, what is bad, but even though I'm getting stressed out, I'm getting burnout, or maybe I'm having a lot of distractions. So as a coach, mentor, sleep coach, master, Anirudh, do you have any distractions? Do you feel stressed out? Do you feel burnout? And if yes, so in that situation, what do you do? How do you handle?
Okay. The last time I checked, I'm still a human being, so I feel all those emotions. Right. So, yes, I feel stressed out. I feel burned out. I feel pressure. I feel stress in terms of every other aspect. Right. I have all the emotions which a normal human being has. Right. Just because I am, focusing on the one particular aspect doesn't make me immune to all these things. Right. So it's definitely there. The only thing which I have understood and I have learned over the period of time is accept it whatever it is. राइट हम लोगों को स्ट्रेस तब होता है ना जब मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग के हिसाब से अगेन आई मे बी रॉन्ग आई एम वेरी स्मॉल इनटू दिस वर्ल्ड बट व्हाट आई पर्सनली फील इज we feel stress when we are not able to accept certain things in our life.
Yes.
Acceptance is the biggest stress buster. Right? If you want to solve a problem, the first thing we need to understand is, okay, there is a problem. Accept that there exists a problem, because that's how you're going to solve it. If you keep on denying that there is not a problem, how are you going to solve it?
True.
Right? So the moment you accept it, 50% तो आपका stress वहीं पे खत्म हो गया. Okay, I've understood that I have a challenge. Right? So the stress that I get in my life, I first accepted that, okay, I am into this situation right now. I'm feeling burnt out. Right? What is the best thing that I can do? Right? Now, each individual may have their own way of dealing with things. Right? For me, what I do is, okay, I need my own me time. I do that. Right? Now, what I do in my me time, I can do anything. I just go and watch a movie probably. Right? I may just go on a long drive, right, with playing some beautiful songs or something like that. I may just go like that. I may not do anything. I may just lie down and sleep. Right? That could be my me time. Right? Probably I may just treat myself. I just go to a good restaurant. Probably I'll have good food and I'll come back. Right? Of course, I don't get involved into certain kind of discussions wherein I know that that is going to trigger something in me.
Okay.
Right? जानबूझ के किसी ऐसे आर्गुमेंट में नहीं पड़ता हूँ, किसी को जाकर के जबरदस्ती उंगली करके नहीं आते हैं कि अरे अब तो मैं झगड़ा करूंगा. Right? So I don't fall into that trap. Right? So if I know that I am not into that zone, right, it's a conscious choice that, okay, I need to put a boundary to certain things, and I go into that zone, and I love that. Right? So the first thing is acceptance. Second thing is, okay, it has happened to you. Fine. What you can do? If you can do certain things, do it. If you can't do anything, still accept it that, okay, you cannot do anything about it.
That is also the biggest acceptance.
Yeah. Right. So acceptance is the biggest key. Right. And just because a person is a coach or just because a person is expert into something doesn't mean that the person is immune to the things which are going to happen humanly to the person. Right. I have seen cardiologists having heart diseases.
Yes.
Right. So ऐसा थोड़ी है कि मतलब वो हार्ट स्पेशलिस्ट हो गए तो उन्होंने हार्ट अलग से निकाल के रखा हुआ अपना. उनका भी तो दिल है. Right? तकलीफ तो उनको भी होती है. That happens. So accept that, okay, this is going to happen. The only thing is probably being into that zone, we are more conscious towards it. Right? जैसे मैं जानता हूँ कि अगर मुझे बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेस होगा ना तो मैं दो ही चीजें करूंगा, या तो मैं बहुत खाऊंगा या मैं बहुत सोऊंगा. Right?
That awareness is there.
Yeah, and I know that, okay, no, when I think that, okay, I'm stressed, I need a good sleep. Right? At times I don't need anything. I'll just need my own me time. मैं अकेला कहीं जाकर के सिर्फ बैठा रहूंगा, मैं कुछ नहीं करूंगा. Now, does that mean that I'll go into a very cool and calm place? No. Probably I'll go to a mall. I'll sit on a bench and I'll just keep on observing hundreds and thousands and lakhs of people just going here and there. Right? Whatever works for you. You should do that.
Again, I can connect this reply to your previous reply where you said that every human being is different. Every human body is different. As if your diets are different, so as your sleeps are different. As if your sleep patterns are different, so if your stresses are different. As if your stresses are different, so as your stress handling is different.
Absolutely.
There cannot be any one perfect solution wherein we are saying one size fits for all. No.
Absolutely.
So one has to understand that what are my stresses, and definitely the other person, the coach, the mentor can just give you the awareness that just start observing that these are your stresses. And once I'm aware, once I know that level of intelligence and the level of observance for the things, then definitely I can decide that what is working best for me. And I believe the mentor or coach can just show me the path that these are the things which you can do, or which you can opt. But I have to pick up, I have to place my order very consciously that this will suit me or this will not. I can keep on trying, but final order, I will decide what I will do.
Absolutely. And the responsibility of a coach is not only to tell what will work for you, it's also very important for a coach to tell them what will not work for you.
Yes.
राइट करने एक चीज आप करके देखो, ये बताने वाले आपको 1000 लोग मिलेंगे, लेकिन ये चीज मत करो ये बोलने वाले आपको बहुत कम लोग मिलते हैं. राइट सो जो लोग व्हाई वी इन आवर ग्रोइंग डेज आवर पेरेंट्स यूज्ड टू टेल दैट बेटा ये मत करो. राइट बताने वाले 1000 लोग मिलते हैं जो ये बोलते हैं बेटा ये कर ले, बेटा ये कर ले, बेटा ये कर ले. Right, and we feel a kind of anger at times, enmity with our parents or with our siblings or with our teachers who tell us not to do certain things.
Lot of emotions we show.
Exactly, and very rarely we come across a thought that those were the people who are the actual well-wishers in our life. जो आपकी जिंदगी में आपका वेल-विशर होगा वो आपको हमेशा यही बताएगा कि बेटा क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. करके देखने वाली हजारों चीजें आपको हजारों लोग मिल जाएंगे, वो बोलेंगे करके तो देखो. राइट बट करके देखो जरूर. नो आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट यू शुड नॉट डू एनीथिंग. राइट यू शुड डू इट. राइट बट इज इट रिक्वायर्ड, इज इट मैंडेटरी, इज इट इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम टू गेट दैट थिंग डन? इफ यस डू इट, इफ नो होल्ड इट फॉर सम टाइम. Everything has its own time, no?
Yes.
Right, that's all.
Wonderful. I'm thinking that I have to ask so many things because this topic is super duper interesting. Because sleep is an integral part of our life, and many a times, as you rightly said, this is the first thing which we ignore. So I'm just quoting. If I have to conclude, which I do not want, but I have to conclude this session. So if I have to conclude this session, I just remember your one point only, wherein you said that जो सबसे पहले इग्नोर होता है हमारी लाइफ में वो स्लीप है. And we take so proud in telling that yes, I'm compromising with my sleep. So all the people who are watching this, please stop feeling proud on yourself if you are actually compromising on your sleep. That's not a matter of pride. And I believe, Aniruddha, you are also telling the same thing, that this important phenomena may probably will not give you the adverse results in a day or two, but it will give you the adverse result. That is 100% sure.
Absolutely.
By the experience of many people and by the well-proven sciences and research.
Absolutely.
So that is only and only advice which you are also giving, and I can also give through this platform to everyone, that please do not compromise with your sleep. Anything else if you want to add on?
Of course, I mean, this would be the right time and probably the right platform to reach out to as many people as this story should definitely reach. In 2021, my mom was not keeping well, right? And I've never seen her falling ill in 36 years. I saw her in the hospital when my sister was born, and after that, I suddenly saw her when she was admitted, 1.5 years back. When she was there in the hospital, right? So the doctor saw her, and doctors were not able to diagnose that what exactly has went wrong with her. Right, so she was not able to sleep, and for 10 days she was just like sitting like this, because the moment she used to fall back or no sleep, the breathing used to get heavy. समझ में नहीं आ रहा था क्या हो रहा है. And so they stay at Nashik. I was at Pune at that time. So I went there, I stayed there for one day, and the next day I decided, no, I need to take her to the doctor. We took her to the doctor, and the doctor said that, that good that you brought her, right? But we are not sure whether we'll be able to save her or not. Right, and that was the situation. And for the next 72 hours, they told me that, keep on checking the monitor. Anything goes wrong, any number changes or something like that, just give me a call. Right, and for that 72 hours, 42 hours, when I was 48 hours, when I was just sitting right next to her bed, holding her hand and praying to God that, वापस भेज दो इनको. Right, so वो जो टाइम होता है, वो जो प्रेशर होता है आपके ऊपर, वो जो सिचुएशन होती है आपके ऊपर, वो सिर्फ आप ही जानते हो. राइट, और जब सारा डायग्नोसिस हुआ, ऑफ कोर्स वी वर एबल टू सेव माय मॉम एंड शी इज नाउ गुड, हेल्दी, टच वुड, सब अच्छा है. राइट, बट द गुड थिंग that the doctors were able to identify the challenge was she was ignoring her sleep for a very long period of time. Right, and ignoring in terms of like, मुझे तो कुछ नहीं होता, मुझे तो नींद आती ही नहीं है. Right, ये तो चलते ही रहता है. Right? So 36 years she has been doing that. Right, and 36 years के बाद जब वो इम्पैक्ट आया, राइट, तो वो सुनामी की तरह से आता है. So anybody who is listening to this at this point of time, if you are in your 20s, if you are in your 30s, right, it's the right time for you to understand the need of your sleep. Your body is telling you something. Don't ignore that. Right? Your body is something which is, it's absolutely irreplaceable. दुनिया में आप हर चीज रिप्लेस कर सकते हो. राइट? आपके बॉडी के अंदर के पुर्जे आप रिप्लेस कर सकते हो, लेकिन आप बॉडी को रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकते. राइट? और यही एक चीज है जो आपके साथ सारी जिंदगी रहने वाली है. राइट? तो बस इसकी केयर कर लो ना आप. राइट? दुनिया में हर चीज छोड़ के जाएगी. Right? But still you will be there. No, your parents will leave you one day, your kids will leave you one day, your spouse might leave you one day. Right? But this body is going to be there right from your birth till the time you are there on this on this planet. Right? So take care of it, respect it. Right? I'm not saying whether you're fit or not fit. Right? I'm not saying whether you're bulky or you're having a lot of weight on your body or you're not having. Right? Whether you're muscular or very thin. Right? It's not about that. It's about whatever you have, are you respecting that? Right? And the more you pay attention to your body demands, your body requirements, the more conscious you will be to keep it healthy. Right? After a certain point of time, no, सब धरा का धरा रह जाता है और हम सोचते हैं कि यार काश मैंने कर लिया होता. Right? So it's always better, right? To live your life with a mistake rather than living your life with a regret. Right? गलती कर लीजिए, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन गलती को सुधार भी लीजिए.
और समय
रहते कर लीजिए. सबको मौका नहीं मिलता. सबको मौका नहीं.
सबके पास शायद वो चांस नहीं आता कि देयर इज समवन विद देम हु कैन होल्ड देयर हैंड एंड टेक देम टू द डॉक्टर टू द राइट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. तो शायद वो समय सबके साथ नहीं आता.
Exactly.
That's what I can understand. I believe you have touched many hearts with that important point, and really thankful that you have quoted this at the right time, so that probably many can understand. If it touches to even 0.1% population, then also I believe the purpose of this discussion is solved. And one last thing, just a spiritual connect, which you said that your body will not leave you, but yes, on a spiritual ground, the body will never leave you. The soul will leave the body. The body will remain there only. So take that charge of your body, because that is the only thing which has been gifted to all of us. And I believe that's a wonderful gift with the wonderful machinery, wonderful equipment, hardware, software, whatever name you want to give it, you can give it. But that's the most important gift which we all get. Thank you so much, Aniruddha. I have no words to thank you definitely for this phenomenal discussion, in depth, to the point, and definitely with lot of significant messages which you have given in just a short span of time. You have just curated the entire things to everyone.
Thank you so much.
I cannot thank from my side. I believe everyone who would be watching this, from everyone's side, I just want to thank you. A big thank you to you for sparing your time with us. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
It really means a lot. And thank you so much for having me here, giving me the opportunity to interact with you and the audience of yours. And thank you. Just Ash. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.